Stop. We're live
Wait,
now.
I was trying to fucking get the vocal right.
It is right.
All right. Before we go live, I gotta post this on Twitter. Twitter. So
Wake up and work. Wake up and work.
do it. All right. Did you tweet it or no?
No, I just Instagrammed it.
Here it is. All right. Tweet link.
All right, ready for
This is
the noise?
episode 17.
17.
Right? Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's start.
Okay. Welcome to episode 17 of the Plug Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Mac Jr.
And I'm just a nobody named Justin.
Just a nobody. There you go. All right, what are we talking about today?
All right, so for today's episode, just the other day, 2 days ago, Jalen Ramsey came out with an article in GQ. If you don't know Jalen Ramsey, he is arguably in his second year in the NFL, one of the top cornerbacks, plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he had a lot to say about the NFL quarterbacks in the league right now.
Crazy.
So we'll go through each thing that he had to say about each quarterback and see if we agree, disagree, what have you. Nicki Minaj's new album, sadly, dropped this week. But we were going to specifically talk about the track Barbie Dreams. She had a lot to say about a lot of different rappers. We will also, for this segment of which is better for this week, we had two different albums, J. Cole's KOD, and we had Kendrick Lamar's Damn. So we put up polls, and we are going to talk about which is better. And then also, as per usual, we get submitted music through Twitter and SoundCloud as far as you guys wanting to. We basically have been playing the past couple of weeks live music via SoundCloud that was submitted to us by Twitter. So if you want to send us your music, send it to us on Twitter.
I can't wait for that. It's
my
favorite part.
Apparently we got a lot this week.
We got,
so,
I think, 7 or 8.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be checking out your music and seeing what we think.
Cool.
But we're first going to start this segment off. I saw something interesting this past week in which I wanted to discuss with you. So Kanye West, of course, has had a crazy year so far. Past 4 or 5 months has been a crazy year.
Been crazy from day one.
He did his first live interview in a long time via Jimmy Kimmel this week. And I told you to watch it too, so that way we could discuss it, because I thought it was an interesting interview. So my question that I have for you, so you obviously watched it. What was your initial take on it?
I'm not gonna lie, there was funny parts, like the whole him talking about what type of porn he likes and stuff.
I was gonna say, we know now what type of porn
he likes
Kanye likes,
which is hilarious.
I mean, he
likes biracial.
I mean, that's his life.
That's how he was living his life, man.
He's just fantasizing about his own life.
But he's just an odd person, as we all know. And the whole interview, it was funny, but some parts was just like, it was weird to me. I don't know.
You thought it was weird? See, I thought this was
fan of him that
I
much.
thought this was the most normal he's sounded in a while, and that's the reason why I was actually really, really
maybe that's what makes him
weird
for me, because we never see him normal.
That's true. Well, you gotta think of it too, because I think that the way that he did this, like the platform he did this onto with Jimmy Kimmel, he's going on just talking one-on-one with his friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like him and Jimmy Kimmel are friends with each other. So it's not like he's going to be judged by Jimmy Kimmel.
That's true.
And Jimmy Kimmel is obviously an anti-Trumpist.
Yeah.
Kanye is obviously a Trump supporter and friend of his.
Did you see when he said, like, how could you leave Kim in there? And he's like, he's a player, I know.
Yeah,
that part was funny.
I saw that. See, I was going to ask you about that too. So when he started going into the whole thing, I didn't know about this until this interview that Kim, I guess, recently got Trump to pardon a lady who was doing a life sentence for the first time, like misdemeanor drug thing.
See, they don't bring up that stuff.
Sentence.
They always bring out like the bad shit of Kim Kardashian. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I mean, because you gotta I think it's commendable on her part because obviously, well, she's pretty much famous for being famous. Like,
Yeah.
like how the fuck did she really get famous besides the raging
That
tape?
sex
You know
tape
what I
shouldn't
mean?
even made her famous.
But
She was ass.
but it's somehow been able to get her to the status in which she is now. And she, I guess, obviously this shows that she has power. And Kanye West is good friends with Kanye West is good
Trump.
friends with Trump.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives
That's
her
a
some
weird
leeway to be
relationship.
able to. And I don't think she did this just for no reason. I think that she
No,
actually.
she's a human being.
Yeah, she
She's
looked
not a-
this up, and she it was something she was adamant about. So I feel like it was something that she definitely wanted to try and accomplish, and I commend her for that. As far as Kanye goes, I definitely do think that there were some weird moments, obviously with the whole porn thing.
Yeah, that was strange.
Hey, he got a free lifetime premium
For
membership
sure.
from Pornhub because of that.
There you go.
So that was kind of funny to see. I love his response too by that because Jimmy Kimmel was kind of trying to talk about his album and how like in the one song, the last song, Violent Crimes, where he was kind of going in depth and in detail about like his daughter and like how he's thinking ahead and thinking of all these guys trying to like, you know,
like,
be,
does that change your
be
mind?
pigs like
He's
he
like-
was at one point, or maybe still is. Yeah, he was just
like, no, I still watch porn. No.
That was so
That
funny.
was great.
That was savage. But yeah, I and then the way that he was talking about mental health too, I think it was definitely commemorable because the whole time period, especially we knew something was up when like the whole Life of Pablo thing, like before its release, after its release, when he was getting hospitalized, we knew something was up with him. We didn't really know what. And then this year, we obviously saw very, very bipolar moments with him, with his TMZ interview and everything that was going on with that. I think it was good to actually finally see him be able to say what he wanted. He's probably been wanting to say all along, but get it across properly.
Yeah, now he's on TV and it got to millions of people.
Yeah, so I think it was commemorable the way that he was actually talking about mental health and talking about certain things. There were some hypocritical moments though, as well in the interview. Like when he said like we're all one big family, and then Jimmy Kimmel kind of said, yeah, but there are literally families being torn apart.
With
at the border.
Yeah.
And so like he said like what's your position, and like
It was like a little debate.
Kanye just kind of just sat there like I have no idea what to say to that.
That's
you know
what
what I mean?
Like, we'll go to a commercial now.
Yeah, but he's always been hypocritical like that. So it's but I just thought it was interesting to kind of see him. It's seeing him in a different light that we haven't seen him in a while, and that's the reason why I thought it was as interesting as it was. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty shocked that he like went on TV. He's the type of person that doesn't really talk. You know,
he doesn't do a lot of. The only time he ever really goes on TV and goes on radio runs, goes on a lot of press runs, is when he has albums dropping,
which
and
is very rare.
It's yeah, because he's not one of the type of artists that puts out an album every single year.
No, I know that's good,
and to me, that's how it should be. I think a lot of these, a lot of newer artists just flood the radio and just they just get flooded everywhere. It's just after a while, it's just too much, and it's like. But he's he's also one of those artists too that he has such a huge fan base that they'll be checking for him anytime that he puts something out. So he doesn't have to put out something every year, and he'll still always be relevant. But yeah, I just thought it was a very interesting interview. I thought it was really cool to see the way that he, talking about his daughters too, and like kind of his relationship with them as far as like him bringing him into his workplace and them making the clothes for them. And just that type of stuff. I think it puts him in I think it actually put him in a better light for the most part than he has been. So I thought that was very commendable on his part to be able to do that and have Jimmy go do the interview with him. And I think it was just an overall good interview. Yeah. So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about it. So, all right, getting now into Jalen Ramsey, the cornerback. Star cornerback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. arguably the best secondary and one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. He did an interview for GQ in which he had numerous things to talk about, but he mostly went off and gave his truthful, honest opinions about almost every NFL quarterback right now in the league.
Let's hear him.
And so he started out by saying that Lamar. So he started off with rookie quarterbacks. He stated that Lamar Jackson, who was picked 32nd, and he said that he should have been picked higher, and that people who were very, very high on Baker Mayfield, who obviously went number 1 to the Browns, he doesn't understand how Lamar Jackson fell that far down when their quarterback styles are very, very similar. And he said that the Josh Allen pickup for the Buffalo Bills, the new quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, was trash. He said Josh Allen is trash, and he's always in college. He always played terrible against bigger schools because he didn't go to like a super big school. He said he always played terrible against bigger schools, and that Josh Allen is going to be trash.
He's just ripping on him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your opinion about that, because I don't really know.
Have you seen him play it? I mean, I can't really say he's going to be trash because I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen either, but that is pretty rough. Like, you definitely know that Josh Allen, if he has to play the Jaguars this year, he's going to want to go at Jalen Ramsey.
He's done. Yeah,
but I don't know though. Jalen Ramsey is he's
unreal.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how it's going to fare for Josh Allen. So hopefully he doesn't try anything too crazy. Then he went on to say, flat out, Joe Flacco sucks, and that they should have drafted Lamar Jackson because
Lamar Jackson is good.
Joe Flacco sucks. That's what he said.
Flacco, he doesn't suck. He's not. He's a top quarterback. Like, he doesn't suck.
I don't think he's a top quarterback.
Not a top, but he's like up there. He's getting old now.
I don't think he's that. See, the thing with Joe Flacco is he's never had a really, really good wide receiver core outside of the year that they won the Super Bowl. And so it's kind of unfair. So it's kind of unfair.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. If he had receivers, though, he would be a solid, like, top quarterback.
I think so too. I don't think he's. I'm at the position where I don't think he sucks.
He just has no weapons.
He doesn't flat out suck, but he's definitely. I don't view him as a top tier quarterback, especially not anymore. So
Rudy Music said, "I'm a Colts fan. Fuck Ramsey." I don't know who that is, but
because the Jaguars are in the same division as the Colts, which we're going to be talking about what he said about Andrew Luck here in a minute. So
hold on, I just want to give a quick shout out because like the chat is booming in here right now.
Go ahead.
No, I mean like it is what it is.
Oh, I thought you were going to shout out
people. No, I'm just saying like we're getting like people here now.
Okay, so then after he said Joe Flacco sucks, GQ asked him, okay, so then who doesn't suck? First two names, obviously, that he said, Aaron Rodgers doesn't suck, Tom Brady doesn't suck.
The top quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're clearly the top two quarterbacks in the league. But then what he said after that was a little bit surprising. He said that he thought Marcus Mariota he thought was good, and he also said Tyrod Taylor after those two. He said about Mariota, he said Mariota manages the game very well, and that he always puts his team in a position to win late in games. And that Tyrod Taylor is better than he gets credit for, and that he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. What do you think about those two?
Tyrod is a savage. I think he's a great quarterback. What about you? I think he's good, and I think he's going to do work for the Browns.
I mean, he may not get the credit he deserves, but I don't consider him a top-tier quarterback.
Okay, I don't mean like top. I'm talking like top 20, maybe little past 20.
Yeah, but there's 30 teams in the league, or 32.
Okay, he's a good quarterback.
So that means he's still the bottom half.
Okay, he's a good quarterback, and he's smart, and I think he's going to do very well with the Browns.
I am interested to see how he does with the Browns.
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
No,
dude, it was the Browns, and it made Tyrod look so good, and it makes him look like a fucking leader. And
we'll see this year then when they start. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how they play this year. But Mariota,
great quarterback, I think.
Again, he's kind of in that middle tier where it's like You could argue for and against players being better or worse than him. As far as I think he's in a better position maybe to also judge him too, because they're also division rivals. They play them twice a year. So he sees Marcus Mariota more times a year than a normal team does. So as far as Marcus Mariota goes, I definitely do think he's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's – I mean, to mention him and Tyrod, though, in the same breath as far as not sucking as like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady kind of threw me off.
That's a whole different thing. You can't even compare that. Plus, they're different style quarterbacks.
Yeah. So then next he was asked about Jimmy Garoppolo and what he thought about Jimmy Garoppolo. And he said that it's too early to say. He's not sold on him yet. But he said that pretty much when they played him last year that they won, but because he was able to – but it's not because him and Boye and those secondary guys that are elite, he didn't beat them. He was able to win because he was able to dump it off to the backs, dump it off to the tight ends. He was able to play within the scheme. And so he says that he knows how to work within the scheme of the 49ers offense. So I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
That's pretty spot on, to be honest.
Yeah.
And last year he was a solid quarterback, but you never know. He could become shittier this year. You never know.
Sometimes there's a perfect team and a perfect situation for everybody. So I think that he just kind of found
that was solid,
his niche at least as of right now. He's found his niche in San Francisco under the offensive coordinator, which I'm going to get into a little bit later too, as far as their newer offensive coordinator, the 49ers. So then he was asked about Deshaun Watson. And he said that he is 100% a future MVP and will be in the running to be a future MVP for the next 5 or 10 years, along with Carson Wentz. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. Not with the whole Wentz thing, though.
I think they both need to stay healthy.
Yeah,
but they're
tough to say.
They're two teams on paper. Like Houston. There's high expectations for Houston this year.
Well, Watson's
because back. Watson is back. They still have most of their main pieces, and their defense just has to stay healthy.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Has to stay healthy.
Yeah, because J.J. Watt's getting injured every year. So if Deshaun and Carson can stay healthy, I mean, we saw last year with Carson, he was an MVP.
He's front runner. He's not bad.
What?
He's not bad.
Yeah, he was an MVP front runner last year. He would have won. He would have won it if he didn't get hurt. So if he didn't get hurt, it would have just clearly went to him.
Yeah.
So I think it's an easy statement to say about Carson Wentz. Yeah, and I think that Carson Wentz too is in a good position with the Eagles right now as well, because they have a stacked team right now. Then they went to talk about Jared Goff, and he said Jared Goff was average to above average, and that he only excelled when they got a new offensive coordinator this past year, which I think is a pretty spot. Not to say that he's only an average quarterback. I think that he does have the potential to be along the same lines of a Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz. I think he has that potential too. But I think it's pretty spot on what he said about as far as getting a new offensive coordinator.
Well, true, yeah. But if he plays like he did last year, he could be up in the whole Wentz and Watson thing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, if he plays exactly how he played last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, yeah, again, I don't agree with him being average or above average, but I definitely do agree with him as far as because all the Rams quarterbacks, every single time they went to a new team, they were having a string of new quarterbacks every year, and every single time one quarterback would leave and another one would come in, the one that left would have a much better year than the one that came in.
Yeah.
This was finally the year that didn't happen, and that's because there was a new offensive coordinator. So I think his statement was pretty valid.
Yeah, it is valid.
Yeah.
Then
he went on to say Dak is okay, but that the team runs through Zeke.
Oh, that's 100%.
I think that's 100% true too.
Because look, Zeke was gone when he was getting suspended. Mm-hmm. They couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
They need Zeke to win games.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dallas fans, but that's the truth.
Yeah. Zeke, yeah, Zeke is the one that really controls the tempo of that team.
Frank in the chat said Vikings are garbage.
Fuck you, Frank. I was actually just about to get into Kirk Cousins.
I'm excited to see him.
because he had some nice things to say about Kirk Cousins.
Let's hear him.
So, according to Jalen Ramsey, he said Kirk Cousins is a winner and a competitor.
He's a winner.
And he said that he's the best play action passer that he's seen in the league. I don't agree with that statement at all.
I don't
think he's the
not
best
in the
play
league.
action
Not
passer.
in the fucking league.
Not in the no.
He's a good quarterback though. I can't wait.
I agree. I do think that he is. What does he say?
Sits when he pees.
Kirk Cousins. Thanks, Frank. Now you're definitely not coming on this show.
Oh, great.
But no, I definitely agree that he's definitely a competitor. He's a hard competitor. He's definitely going to bring.
Look, he had no weapons last year. Everyone was hurt on his team, and he still
put up numbers.
He was a top. What was he like? Top 5 last year, quarterback or something.
Like statistically, probably.
Yeah.
Statistically, he was in the top 10 in most categories. But yeah,
this year he has weapons. I think he can go top 5.
Yeah,
easily.
I think that he's definitely gonna. I'm really looking forward to the Vikings year. So we'll see how he goes.
He sits when he pees.
Yep. I'll definitely remember that while we're winning out there.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully winning.
Yeah.
He said Derek Carr was good, which I agree with. Mm-hmm. He said Eli Manning. He said that he's not necessarily good, but Odell Beckham is good, and they have a good 100%. Connection together.
That is solid too. I believe that. Eli's getting old.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I mean it's sad to say, but yeah, I guess I could agree with that too.
Was hurt last year, and they couldn't do shit. It proves it right there.
But he had other weapons that he could throw to.
He did. He had Shepard. Who else did they have?
I think their main problem for the past couple of years has just been their O-line has been awful. They haven't had a running game, which now they have Barkley. So
he's a monster.
Yeah. And their defense has been very hit or miss. Last year they were really bad. The year before that they were really good. So if their defense is able to pick it up, and Odell comes back healthy, they're going to have a running game in Barkley.
Yeah,
I think they'll have a bounce back year. Yeah, just stay healthy.
Speaking about rookies, real quick, all of them besides 2 of them are hurt right now.
Who's that?
They're like Freeman on the Broncos isn't hurt, and there's another rookie running back who's not hurt. I think he's on the Seahawks.
So you're saying Barkley's already hurt?
Yeah, he hurt his hamstring last game or something.
So there's like that's why I don't like preseason.
It's scary, dude. He said Dalvin Cook or Leonard Fournette. I don't know what we're picking, but if I had to go with
Leonard Fournette, because we didn't get to see Dalvin Cook last year. He got hurt.
If you had to pick one right now, I'd pick Dalvin Cook.
You would?
I think he would be a solid starter.
I didn't get to see enough of Dalvin Cook last year. Leonard Fournette, we saw a full season with him, and he put in work.
That's very true, but I'm going to take a risk and go Cook if I had to, like if I was picking.
All right. Then he said Russell Wilson is a good leader, which I 100% agree with.
Russell Wilson, yeah.
He said, here's Big Ben, what he said about Big Ben. And this is going to piss off our friend Blake, but this is what Jalen Ramsey said, not us. He said, Big Ben is decent at best, and that he slings the ball around, and the only reason why he's good is because when he slings the ball, he has the receivers to be able to go catch it, a la Antonio Brown, Juju.
They just got a rookie now who's going to be just like Juju.
Do you agree with that statement?
I agree 100%. He's a dad running around the football field, just bombing footballs.
He does have a dad bod.
Yeah, dude.
The dad bod is real.
Don't get me wrong. He's good. Okay? Like, he's a solid QB.
I don't think he's decent at best.
I think he's good. He has weapons that...
In this point in his career, though, he doesn't have to be as good as he once was.
Yeah, he can just sit back and do nothing if he wants.
He has Le'Veon Bell, who is arguably the best running back in football. And then,
I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah, he arguably has the best running back in football. He has arguably the best wide receiver in football.
There's a running back and wide receiver. Yeah,
he's
solid.
So there's not as much pressure on him to be able. I mean, obviously he still has to perform.
Let's see if we took those away and gave him like somewhat decent people, you think he would still be good? Or you think that just takes everything away from him?
It's hard to say. I mean, he is a future Hall of Famer. Like, we do have to remember how good he once was. We can't necessarily knock him. I mean,
you don't think he's
at
making
this stage,
these players good? Like like Juju came out of nowhere.
At this, yeah, I'm saying at this stage in his career, he could be way worse.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I definitely don't think that there's anything wrong with. I don't think there's any. I think that he's still up there as far as elite quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. He's
obviously not like a top three or four guy maybe anymore, or maybe he still is. I don't know, but he's to me I still view him as elite. That's just me. So then they went to go ask about his own quarterback, Blake Bortles, and he goes to say that the team trusts him and that playoff Blake Bortles is good, and he does exactly what they ask of him.
Just playoff.
In general, well, he said playoff Blake Bortles is good, but he said as far as for his whole career, like year or whatever, for the whole year, and just him as a quarterback for his team, he said that they trust him and that he does exactly what they ask of him. Well, what do you think about that?
It sounds good. I mean, I don't know. I don't play with them. I'm not a Jaguars player. I can't really.
So you don't have literally no opinion of Blake Bortles at all?
Oh, my opinion is he's a solid quarterback. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think he's good? I think he's good.
I think he's decent at best.
He's not terrible.
If he wants to call some of these other guys decent at best.
Listen, he needs to have healthy receivers.
Yeah, but you could say that about any quarterback.
All right.
The thing is that there's only a couple guys in the league right now that I think actually make their team better, make all their wide receivers around them better. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, Brady, obviously, Drew Brees is another one in which he also said he's great even for his age. But those are really the only guys I view as far as oh, we're
talking about like that top.
Yeah, as far as guys who legitimately make.
What about Cam?
He doesn't make his wide receivers around him better.
He makes his team better though, because he is pretty much the whole team. And then McCaffrey, I guess. Yeah,
but I'm just talking about. I'm talking about just flat out wide receiver. Because you could maybe say the same thing about Russell Wilson too. That if you're going to talk about Cam Newton like that, which he didn't talk about Cam Newton in this interview, by the way. But as far as quarterbacks who flat out make their wide receivers better.
Listen,
I think those are the only three.
He's not going to say Bortles is garbage because that's his QB. He can't disrespect him. He's not going to be like, oh, he's an average quarterback.
He had no problems disrespecting some other people in this, which we'll go further into the list here. So Nick Foles, he said, was good enough to win a Super Bowl for them, but they did have a hella good team. That's exactly what
Nick Foles.
That's exactly what Jalen Ramsey said about Nick Foles. He said that that he was good enough to win them a Super Bowl, but they had a hella good team. What do you say about that?
I don't really like Nick Foles that much.
He's had his ups and downs in his career.
He did, but now I don't know. It's not for me.
But he has to be good enough. He has to be a good enough quarterback if he was able to win them a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no,
everybody discounted them and discredited them as far as being able to win a Super Bowl as soon as Carson Wentz went out.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would go on record as saying that a good amount of all the other quarterbacks that we've mentioned are better than Nick Foles
for sure.
But he's still solid if he was able to win them a Super Bowl.
I would say he's reliable. Oh yeah, he got them to the Super Bowl, so I can't really say shit.
Okay. So then he went on to say about Andrew Luck. I don't know where the Colts fan went, but maybe he's still watching. Andrew Luck, he said that he's not that good, and the reason why he was viewed as being good is because his chemistry with T.Y. Hilton in his early years made him stand out. I completely disagree with that
Andrew
statement.
Cole?
Andrew Luck.
Cole.
Andrew Luck.
Who made him stand out? T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hill. He said his chemistry with T.Y. Hilton made him stand
I don't
out.
believe that.
I don't either.
Because he had a solid team. They had Frank Gore, right? They had Frank Gore. They had the tight end. And he had people around him that he wasn't.
It's because it's unfair to really talk about Andrew Luck in that way because we've seen what he could do when he's healthy. He hasn't been healthy in a long time. Like, we haven't seen a healthy Andrew Luck. So when he's healthy, we know that he's elite.
Ramsey
we haven't seen
dumbass. T.Y., please. T.Y. plus Luck are beast.
That's what the Colts fan said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I agree. What's this guy's name? Rudy G Music. I agree with you. I love Andrew Luck. I get told a lot of times that I look like him.
Does he look like Andrew Luck? Comment below.
I've been told, but that's besides the point, whether you agree or not. I don't necessarily agree either.
Tim Tebow, but you don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Tim Tebow's my dad.
But either way, I definitely think that Andrew Luck is elite when healthy. He is elite when healthy.
Blake said Luck is overrated.
Well, you're an idiot. You don't know anything. You missed us talking about Ben Roethlisberger.
You ran out of Luck.
In case anybody's listening to this either on SoundCloud or on iTunes, we're chatting with some of the people on our Instagram live. So if you want to check us out on Instagram, The Plug Podcast 1.
He said, "What has he done?" And then Rudy is saying, "LOL." We got a little argument going on.
Let them argue. Let's continue the podcast.
All right, go.
So 3 more quarterbacks. He said Phillip Rivers was good, which I agree. I always thought he was very competitive. Said Ryan Tannehill. He said, don't know much about him, but everything that I've heard about him has never been good. What do you have to say about Ryan Tannehill?
I don't know. I don't really care.
I mean that's a pretty spot on assessment.
I don't care.
Yeah,
his name is irrelevant.
He isn't really that good, so I guess that's pretty spot on. But
good to me.
The last thing that he said about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is overrated, and he said that he went from MVP to a lackluster year with Julio Jones still, and he said most of it was because of the offensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator during his MVP season left to go to the 49ers, and now look at what Jimmy Garoppolo's doing.
You can definitely see a big change in the Falcons because Julio was kind of slacking last year, and so was Matt Ryan. I think he usually does better than what he did last year. So, I mean,
I still don't think he's overrated, though.
He's not overrated.
I still think he's
not as he was.
In 1 year,
doesn't make him.
Did he really have that bad of a year last year? Their team almost made the play. Did they make the play? I don't think they made it, but I can't remember if they made it or not. If they didn't make it, then they almost made it. I don't think he had that bad of a year last year. Did he have an MVP year? No. But he definitely did not have a bad year.
Could have been better.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It could have been better. But was it better? No. I don't think that he's overrated. That's just my opinion.
He's not overrated. I don't think he is.
Yeah. All right. So that was pretty much everything Jalen Ramsey had to say about the NFL quarterbacks in the league. So now we're going to go into, Nicki Minaj put out a new album. I know you originally wanted to talk about this.
I didn't want to talk about her album. Let's get that
not her album.
I wanted to talk about a song she put out. Do you have it written down or no?
Well, it's called Barbie Dreams.
Okay, Barbie Dreams. I heard it on Spotify driving home one day, and she was dissing everybody. She said Young Thug goes in her dressing room and steals her dresses, and she's just shitting on all the rappers and not Lil Uzi, but she kind of made a thing to Drake. She's like, I don't know if my pussy's wet or if he's just crying, which was hilarious.
Yeah,
just she was shitting on him.
See, at first when I heard it, I thought it was just weird because I was like, I immediately thought she was just doing it for attention. But then I also realized as well that the beat was an homage to Biggie and his song Dreams. And that song was all about Biggie fantasizing about having sex with a bunch of the R&B stars at that time, and he said some kind of fucked up stuff in that song too. Like he said he was going to slap the Bobby Brown out of or slap the Ike Turner out of Ike
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner, whatever. Yeah, he was going to slap the Bobby Brown out of Tina Turner. Like he said some fucked up stuff in that song, but it was all in fun. It was the same thing for this.
He said that song absolutely fucks, but not a diss track in the slightest.
That's who said that? Frank, and I completely agree. And the reason why I knew that it wasn't a diss track right away is because it was a clear homage to Biggie. Like the beat and the structure of the song was exactly the same. And half the people that she was talking about, she has good relationships with them. She has
she just went crazy, turned Kanye, and started hating everyone. No. She just did 6ix9ine in like a previous interview, but
she also just did a song.
No, no. And then the other day she says she loves him, and off him being a troll, like when they hang out and stuff, they're good friends.
Yeah.
So then I don't know. It was all weird.
Yeah. No. Name off some of the.
He said, but she mentioned Meek in her DMs, which was true. She shit on Meek too. So then, like, it is a little.
But I don't think that Meek and her, like, I don't think that Meek or her are on bad terms.
I mean, they broke up.
Doesn't matter. I don't think they're like.
I don't know. We don't
either
know
way. So the people that she called out, right? Mm-hmm. So she called out Meek being in her DM. She called out Young Thug stealing dresses from her dressing room. She said the Drake stuff. She said the thing about Odell wanting to fuck Odell before he saw the Kiki dance.
Like, eat her ass.
She also said something about
R.I.P. Aretha Franklin. She died today.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Just throwing that out. All right. Someone said that. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. But anyway, she also said that special ed line about designer.
Yeah, that was funny though.
I don't know why she even mentioned designer in the song though. He's completely irrelevant at this point.
Maybe she's just really dissing him.
She said the talking about power for an hour thing about 50 Cent, which is again
and she said like Lloyd
very random. Yeah, well, she kind of put that in as like a double entendre type of thing. And then she said the thing about Eminem, which multiple times, like at the end or beginning of this year or the end of last year, like there were rumors that they were going to maybe start dating. But then in this song, you didn't hear that?
I didn't hear that, but I can't picture that.
I can't picture it either, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard. But either way, so she said about Eminem that she doesn't want to be fucked in the trailer park.
I heard that. Great.
And then she also called DJ Khaled fat.
Yeah, she's like, we're
not on speaking terms because you can't tell people who's like how to.
Which is funny. That's why I thought it was a diss because I heard that in like a few shots and I was just like, oh wow.
Now she's done songs and she's done a bunch of stuff for DJ Khaled. That's why I knew it couldn't have been for real.
On everybody's track.
But it doesn't matter. She's done a shit ton of stuff for him.
Yeah, I know.
Granted, everyone does stuff for him.
I don't know.
Everyone in the industry loves DJ Khaled.
I don't know why. What is so fucking awesome about this guy?
I don't know. I don't really know
He's
either.
Fucking fat and screams. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know either. Maybe you should just get fat.
I'm just gonna get fat and scream on everyone's track. We're the best.
I'll join you. We'll become famous as hell.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, that's our new plan. Plugs. And then maybe we'll get shouted out in a Nicki Minaj song too.
Maybe.
But all right. So moving on from there to our segment of which is better, J. Cole's KOD versus Kendrick Lamar's Damn. We posted this poll up on Instagram and on Twitter. This is a new segment we've been doing the past couple weeks. The first week it was Get Rich or Die Trying versus the Eminem Show. The second week, last week it was Astroworld versus Swimming, the new Mac Miller album. So this week we have KOD versus Damn, which, by the way, off the record, I did not select these two albums. I didn't know if it was a good kind of which is better to really do these two albums.
I think I
mean, they're both within a year of each other. They're both.
So this is the main reason I picked it because when I was
I want to hear
Instagram. I've been seeing a lot like people are saying who's the better rapper, J. Cole or Kendrick. So this, taking these two albums,
these are the two most current albums.
And I want to see what people would think.
That's true. Okay.
But between better artists, out of both of these two, I would pick Kendrick. But album-wise, I'm picking KOD.
All right. Well, I reviewed both of these albums on my YouTube channel, just my opinion. So this is my weekly little plug of my own on the plug. It's my own little plug for my YouTube.
Butt plug over
so on my YouTube channel, I usually rate the albums out of 10. For Damn last year when it came out, I gave it a 7.5. This year when KOD came out and I did my review with Uzi, shout out to Uzi, I gave KOD an 8.
Whopping 8.
So, but I'm not done with my assessment here though. Albums, right? I want to do a YouTube video where I go back because it's gonna be like my second year, like a full 2 years doing music reviews and everything. So I kind of want to go back and kind of re-rate my albums based off of all the albums I've rated and kind of like put them in order as far as like best to or worst to best or whatever.
Yeah.
If I had to go back and re-rate Damn, I would probably give it a lower score now than a 7.5. And the main difference between these two albums for me, I do think structurally wise, all that, Kendrick Lamar's Damn, it was good concept, whatever. It was a bit much to get into though. Thank you, Rudy G. He said I look like Andrew Luck. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Andrew Luck's twin in you.
But so between Kendrick Lamar Damn and J. Cole's KOD, me personally, I think that Damn was Kendrick Lamar's worst album to date. Good Kid, Mad City being by far his best. And then I would go Section 80. That was the album that came out before Good Kid, Mad City. If anyone out there has not heard that, that was the album that gave him buzz to make Dr. Dre sign him. I think that's a very slept-on album in his discography, especially because since he's blown up with Good Kid, Mad City, definitely check it out. Section 80, I would say, is his second best. Then To Pimp a Butterfly is right there after that. This one was clearly his worst. And
I think this one's better than Pimp a Butterfly.
I don't think so. I think because they're completely different albums. Yeah. I think with To Pimp a Butterfly, he was trying to do something different. With this album right here, he had a concept, but the concept, I think, with the way that it was laid out was not as crafted as well as To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City. And not only that, but it was made to be his most radio friendly attempt.
What, Damn?
Yeah,
for sure.
Singles from it. Like Humble was huge.
What was that one with
DNA was huge.
All of the Stars or something?
That wasn't on Damn.
Oh,
that was on the Black Panther soundtrack.
Oh, what the fuck? All right, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about something else. I wasn't.
Yeah, you're bugging. Okay.
All right, well, that's why this sucks.
But
KOD for life.
But with KOD, I think that so far it's personally one of J. Cole's best albums to date. And I could just see myself going back and listening to way more of J. Cole's KOD than I can Kendrick Lamar's Damn. So go to Kendrick Lamar Damn's track listing.
All right. Here we go.
So out of Kendrick Lamar Damn, we have the track list Blood, DNA, Ya, Element, Feel, Loyalty, Pride, Humble, Lust, Love, Triple X, Fear, and God, and Duckworth.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember half of these songs besides Humble.
Blood was just a quick little intro. DNA, I thought it was good, but I think it was definitely overhyped. His flow was amazing on it, but I didn't like overall. I didn't care for the song overall as much as everybody else was. And same thing with Humble after a while,
I feel like the radio killed it off.
That's probably what it is. Ya grew on me. I don't like Element. I really like Feel. I like the way that song was structured. Loyalty with Rihanna. That was the one. That one's okay too. It was very radio friendly.
Yeah,
it was just it just sounded forced to me. Pride. I slightly remember that. I don't think that one was that great. Lust, I didn't really care for as much. My favorite song was Love. That was the one that had that like pop singer Zakari. That was very, very radio friendly sounding, but that didn't sound overly forced. That actually sounded natural.
What, Love?
Yeah. Triple X, I thought was all over the place, but I think it was meant to be that way. Fear, I thought was really, really dope. Didn't really care for God, and Duckworth was a cool way to end the album. It was a cool story he told, but I just didn't like how the beat kept switching up every minute.
I remember that song. It was a good song.
Yeah, about how his
it was like his dad or something?
His dad and Top Dog.
Yeah, that was a
Top
good
Dog
one.
was like the drug dealer. His dad was working at KFC. They became good friends, and he didn't realize it until after the fact.
Yeah.
Now let's go to KOD's track listing. KOD, just quick intro, just like Kendrick's. We have KOD, we have Photograph, we have The Cutoff, ATM, Motivate,
Love that song.
Kevin's Heart, Brackets, Once an Addict, Friends, Window Pane, and 1985. I could definitely say KOD is good. KOD is a good song. Love Photograph.
I like
The Cutoff is okay.
Oh, ATM's good.
ATM, I like ATM more than Motivate.
Yeah, me too.
They're both good songs. Absolutely love.
Did you see the music video?
I love the music video.
I love it.
I love the music, and it's such. To me, that's one of the like best crafted songs on the entire album. It was just a perfect way to kind of like have a double entendre as far as, and it shows like every side of like cheating, as far as like the different things that cheaters will be going through their head.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Brackets I thought was really dope too. Once an Addict I thought was really fucking dope also. That was the one where he was talking about his mom being an alcoholic, and that he tried to run away from her when he went to college, as far as escaping, like leaving her, so that way he didn't have to deal with her problems, but they still kept coming back to him. Like, I thought that was really dope. And Friends, Window Pane, 1985. Have you heard the remake of 1985 done by that one guy, YBN?
No, but is it Nabir or whatever?
It's not him. It's the other one.
All those people are good. No, is it good?
Corday, the YBN Corday one is good. He pretty much just answers back to everything that J. Cole was kind of laying out in that song. He did it, and he did it in a good way too. He did it in a
Corcator.
This
kid is a savage.
Yeah, he is a savage.
I'm just gonna play a quick sample. I just want to hear it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
This kid's like blowing up too out of nowhere.
Well, he's way better than the other kid.
Oh yeah, way better. I'm just gonna fast forward.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking listen. They don't know every day we make tough decisions. It seems though we is at a generational gap. Let's bring conversation in a statement of fact. We can agree none of us is supposed to make it a rap. I understand both sides. Let me break it in half. Let's take it back when hip.
I don't know. It sounds pretty dope. I'm gonna have to check that out.
You barely even heard any of it.
I'm not gonna play because we have a lot of songs to go through. So
that's it. Well, we pretty much covered all the songs.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about the SoundCloud songs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We got like 7 songs to go.
That's a good point. So yeah, so if I had to pick, and so tell us what the results were of the 2 polls for this when we did this. So
on Twitter,
it was 63% KOD to 37% Damn.
See, Damned was winning on both social medias for a while,
and then
J. Cole blew up.
And then didn't J. Cole win 55 to 45 on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
So
J. Cole took this one.
I think it's a little bit unfair to put these two together, though, only because I know also that J. Cole's album.
What if I put KOD in Mad City?
Well, Mad City will win hands down.
Well, yeah, I would have picked that one too.
But I think it was. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it was good. I think that as far as the voting goes for both Twitter and for Instagram, I think it was clear. To me, I thought it was clear that KOD was going to win. I thought maybe Kendrick Lamar was maybe going to win in some of the polls because
I think J. Cole's just a trending artist right now, so that's why he's popular.
His album just came out this year. Kendrick's album came out last year, so it's kind of hard. It's a little bit harder, but so I wasn't surprised by seeing that KOD won, but I thought that Kendrick's was definitely going to win as far as the polling goes.
Me too.
But I'm not shocked though because, like I said, KOD just came out this year. It's fresh in everyone's mind compared to Kendrick's album.
In the beginning, I picked Damn, and then I switched over to KOD.
So what made you switch? I knew from the get-go what I was going to pick.
Because then I looked at the track list again without listening. I didn't remember any of the songs on Kendrick, so I was like, it can't be that good.
You could have went back and listened.
No, I mean, I'm just saying off top. And then I remembered everything from KOD. I mean, it is newer, so.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You could have went back and listened.
KOD.
All right. Well, I've been picking KOD,
right.
so. All right, so that covers that. So now we're gonna go into the
music. My favorite part.
The music given to us
Let
this
me just
week.
tweet real quick so I can get these people in here.
All right, so yeah, we had a lot of submissions this week, so we're gonna try and play as much of it as we possibly can. Just give our thoughts and opinions. If you don't like our thoughts and opinions, do not take it the wrong way at all.
Listen, we're not here to judge, so
yeah.
I gotta find the link to YouTube.
Link to YouTube.
I don't know. Last episode, this kid over here found a future. What was it? Who was it? Future?
Oh, there was Nico Barbs. Or
kid was doing
what was his name? It was like Nico. It was Nico something. Nico Barnes, that's what it was. The song was 10 Toes Down by Nico Barnes. I co-signed the shit out of that. That sounded sick. So I definitely like that song. So hopefully we get a little bit more. We get some gems this week for music.
I'm excited, dude. I love this. This is just, it gives a chance for like artists to be heard too.
Yeah.
Because our platform is so big.
Yeah. Well, hurry up and let's get these songs, bro.
I gotta tweet them for.
You don't have to tweet. Just tweet afterwards.
No, I had to tweet so they can listen. They want to hear it live. All right, here we go.
They should have been listening to us live already.
That's all right. We got 2 people. All right, so we're gonna start off with Mr. Sauce.
Mr. Sauce. This is called God Mode 1.5.
Go follow Mr. Sauce. It's Beaks the Savage.
Yeah, Beaks the Savage on Twitter. And on SoundCloud, he's Sauce God. This is God's Mode 1.5.
I like the beat. Yeah, he has like a Travis.
He has the Dragon Ball Z cover art. Let's hear how this sounds.
So it's not super loud.
We'll find out. I like the way it's starting.
Travis. I just heard his mic turn on.
I think she like me cause my diamonds, they so washed out.
I like this.
I still look like that she ain't know how to watch out. Ooh, she ain't know how to watch out.
Oh, this is like a whole album too.
I am at the top now. Ooh, I am at the top now.
I kind of get that, but the production's a little different than Post Malone. Hopefully I hear what you're saying.
Y'all need to stop now. Getting money and that's on everything. Don't need no Rari, but you know I'm switching lanes.
I like it.
Ooh, yeah, you know I'm switching lanes now. Don't need no game.
One more by him.
Murder in 30 Seconds. Let's play that. Hopefully it's only a minute. I thought it would actually be 30 seconds.
Then I hop on his shit and he fed me to give him my plate. No.
Here's SpongeBob in the background.
On the team, you ain't play no game. Nigga really soft, and that's on the game.
Alright, you had me on the first one, not this one.
I like the first one. It was
on the team.
Alright, I can't stop. Oh god. Alright, so that was pretty dope.
Yeah, you had me on God Mode 1.5, but you did not murder anything in 30 seconds there.
Nah, he lost me.
Sorry. But shout out to Sauce God. That was his name, Sauce God?
His name was Mr. Sauce.
Yeah, so I think it was Sauce God on SoundCloud. So this is
Dawn
of Cast Over Clout.
Cash.
And the song is called Look, produced by Niche. Or Niche.
Look at my watch, look at my chains, look at my feet, look at my switch, look at my watch.
This is like more like
look
voice is like putting me to sleep.
Look at my eyes, look at my skin, look at my fit.
You don't think this voice is kind of like
No, that's
putting
what
me to
I'm
saying?
saying. It's just like he's like
Look
high
at
as
my
fuck.
chain, look at my fit, look at my shoes, look at my dog, look at my yard.
Look at my dick. Yeah, yeah.
These niggas frogs, these niggas full.
oh, that's all he's
Look at
doing.
my walls,
Look at my dick. Look at my balls.
Listen though, if you had this on repeat, this would be catchy. Just listen, if they kept just doing this,
Yeah, but I feel like I would also be losing a brain cell every
all right. Well, shout out to you. I mean, it would be catchy, but I can't listen to the whole song. I'm sorry. So next on the list, we're flying through these motherfuckers. All right, this dude,
Rudy G Music. This is
Rudy
the guy
G.
who just shouted me out looking like Andrew Luck. Let's
Rudy
hear.
G, if you're
Let's
in
hear the
here,
music, Rudy
shout out
G.
to
I
you.
want to hear it. I'm definitely anticipating what you're about
Rudy
to
G,
drop
if you're
on
still
us.
in here, what's your best song? I'll play it.
Well, this is
I'm
his
gonna
first
play
song,
Rudy
Crooked.
G. Ooh.
Yo, man, it's hard to say who to trust these days.
Uh-oh.
You just gotta
Dude,
stay
she's about to drop some LA shit on us.
DJ
Dynamite,
Gotta make my own moves, gotta think about us.
I was not
Nowadays,
expecting
crooked
this.
don't know who to trust. Gotta make my own
Rudy G,
moves, gotta
he
think
said
about
ride.
us.
Ride? We'll play that next. Oh, Ride. We'll play that next.
Gotta think about us. Nowadays,
Dude,
crooked
it sounds
don't
like
know who to
white
trust.
shit.
Gotta make my own moves, gotta think about us. Yo, how they really just playing a song, tricking
one
us
is
into
Ride,
thinking
though?
the economy gon' fall.
You
When
missed
they
this,
add
right?
extra
No,
tax,
go up.
gas and cigarettes.
Right there.
And these rough
Ride's
lines, you
radio
can pass a
side.
cigarette. They cutting off funding, trying to take you out of it. So you think you in the wrong when you really living right. Take away
Scroll-
chances unless you
scroll
go
aside.
overseas and fight in a war when you killers and beasts
Chicagoland
trying to take what's
area.
not yours like they did in the
Chicagoland?
past to the Native Americans and everything that's after global disaster. And I don't give a fuck. I'll kill any of you rappers trying to claim that you're tough. Spitting about
I like
and groove people.
This
Who
shit
gives
is
a
fire.
fuck? Spitting about ice and cars, but you really just suck. It's all about social conscious shit that you can feel. So go ahead and spit that
Dynamite.
shit. That's what it's really saying.
What the hell was
That
that?
confused me. That must have been like a producer tag. Yeah. The producer DJ tag.
That was dope.
Wait, go to the Rudy G one with GLC. Is GLC the guy that I'm thinking of? He's been on some, like, if this is the same GLC I'm thinking of, he's been on some pretty big songs.
Do you know if it's looking on? Is it a real rapper?
Yeah, you haven't heard of GLC? I'm pretty sure GLC was on. He's done stuff with like Kanye.
Really?
Yeah, GLC. Yeah, look up GLC the rapper. GLC, yeah, from Chicago.
Watching baby.
He's done. I'm telling you, he's done stuff.
Oh, he said, "Yep, Kanye's boy."
I told you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen to this shit.
I told you.
I already like the beat. Space
You heard the
shit.
first 2 seconds of it.
I like it. It's classic. It's like classic.
I can't remember if it was GLC or if it was Consequence that was on a song with Kendrick too that I really liked.
As I reflect on my life, I say, God, I ain't never lived a sucker life.
Yeah.
I'm here, I ain't nothing what them suckers like. To my congregation,
He was on
Spaceship with Kanye.
stand on your
Yeah,
face and know your
exactly,
worth.
yeah.
Have some faith in you before you come to church. You son with yourself for you in the dirt. I swear life is much more than moving work. But I understand when it's done called. When I'm trying to get a job and they ain't called. Trying to get up, but you keep falling. And what you supposed to do when the streets call? Now
He was on
Columbus with the hustle here to
yeah, I know, but there was a song he did with Kendrick Lamar on Section 80 that was really good. Yeah. It's called Oh Man's Dreams. That's what
Try to
it was.
rise, but there's nothing but struggle. We try to rise, but there's nothing but struggle. Try to rise, but there's nothing but trouble. We try to rise, but there's nothing but trouble. Try to rise, but there's nothing but struggle. We try to rise, but there's nothing but struggle. Not giving up, I'm going into the end. I'm flowing into the wind, blind by my own honor. Never gonna because I got so much hope. Switch it up like the Pope. Spend all my money up. Boy, wanna elope with this dream. For the cream in the yacht. To support my whole team. In a scheme to get knocked so we could buy the whole town. And open up shop because you can't stop my grind when
I
the
like
juices
this.
get hot.
gotta do what you gotta do. That's school for thought. Now these folks will
All
probably
right.
do.
Shout out to Rudy G Music again. I feel bad we kind of got cut off there from Instagram.
I mean,
the
Rudy's
Instagram
been
live,
in
but
the chat all day, so
yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, and you completely cut him off once his shit
No,
came
I'm
on.
sorry, dude. It was the worst timing.
Yeah,
right,
but
so,
definitely give him a shout out on our Twitter page.
That's what I gotta start doing.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to repost.
Yeah, definitely give him a shout out. Give him a repost. Appreciate you sending us the music.
I'll do it.
I knew for a fact that had to have been the GLC that I was thinking of.
I never heard of this.
Yeah, no, he's done stuff with Kanye and Kendrick, and
all right.
so this is Jetty Blade. This is TLAD.
Go follow her on Twitter at Jetty Blade.
Whose man's is this anyway? Whose man's is this anyway? I like that cover.
I used to love that show.
Yeah, whose mine is it anyway?
Wait, this is a girl, right?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't know what this is, but I'm vibing. I feel like it's the ring. The girl from the ring just like starts just shaking on the mic.
And she forgets to turn her mic.
Maybe it's just her app.
No, this is her, bro. I could barely hear her.
What is that?
I could barely hear her.
I can't hear you. What are you saying?
You're breaking up.
Yeah. If you turn your vocals up. Oh God.
I'm very confused by that.
That was scary. I'm scared.
I'm very confused by
Rudy's
that.
back. Shout out to Rudy. Sorry, dude.
Sorry we got cut off.
Your
Rudy.
shit was fire.
Yeah, sorry we got cut off accidentally. This kid got a phone call and he had to.
I'm gonna give you a shout out on Twitter and I'm gonna repost your thing after this episode.
Yeah.
All right. So next song we got
Wavy Vein with Goodbye.
that last song.
So let's hear this one.
Is that Logic?
No.
Dude, I love this type of music, like classical slow shit.
This is starting out like it could be my gem for the week.
Jam of the week? That's
No,
what we're gonna do.
my gem of the week.
Oh, jam.
My gem of the week. So
Jam.
Nico Barnes was my gem of last week.
All right.
Let's hear
So
this.
far. It's all your vocals,
Baby, why you fucking with my mood?
buddy. What is this, Trey song? Okay.
I've been out for working for us too.
Damn.
And I know that you know this isn't true. This isn't cool, baby. Why you
this is
walk
fucking dope. This is dope as hell.
Baby. So this is my reward for doing good lately. All I ever did was for me and you, baby. I want your loving like you gave in the good times. Baby girl, the story's over, this is goodbye. I've been thinking about it.
This is fucking dope. This is the gem of the week
I
right
guess
here.
you're fucking with your wrong guy. I want your loving like you gave in the good times. Baby,
He's got a good voice.
He's got it. This kid's gonna be signed.
This production fits over perfectly with the dope.
Plug is.
I guess you're
right
fucking
now.
with your wrong guy. But I'm still
Wavy Vein, you're my gem of the week.
Don't forget about
cause
us.
you're the best I ever
Good
had.
job.
Does that say much about
We're listening to the whole
yourself?
track.
Or is my
This might be
ex
the one that we have to close to.
even worse?
I have. Oh, well, that's over. So yeah, now we gotta go. Sorry, I wanted to.
All
do the
right,
whole
so this one's called Vibe Killer. I hope it doesn't
I
kill
gotta
the vibe
listen
of the
to
last
Yeah,
one.
please don't destroy this. That's a dope ass cover though.
That's like a wrestling ring, right?
Oh, yeah. Ladders match. Little Uzi? Uzi, is that you?
That's what it sounds like so far.
Yeah, man. Definitely killed that last 5 minutes.
That was a tough act to follow.
Yeah, that was too hard. It's like Logic takes a huge hit.
We'll listen to this a little bit more.
Yeah, Logic. It's like some like she breaks someone live on the thing. You know how you can accept and have songs like bring people in and like ask them questions and like on ESPN they like have the board and you ask them questions. So like we would bring Frank in and we would say stuff about like Kirk Cousins or something. We would like turn it in.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop on this song. Yeah, I mean I wasn't really feeling, kind of lost me on that one. But keep doing what you're doing. All right, next song, Envy Music. I think we got
three more after,
man. 3 more after this, and we're done. We're just gonna skip through. We're not gonna listen to the whole song. I'm sorry. All right. So
what is
Envy
this?
Music.
At Envy Music. So this is Envy.
PXT. Oh, it's called Reply. Let's see the beat switch.
Gotta move on, gotta get more. Baby, be real, give me one shot. Can you tell me if you feel me? I don't wanna waste time.
I like this.
I don't wanna wait. I'm on my way. Tell me why the hold up. Will you feel me? Will you show love? I hope you don't wait for the glow up. Come around and act like you know us. Cloud up, let's show us. Naughty girl, you can hold up. I'm across the world and I'm sold up. You can be my girl. You always say I don't listen. Sorry, I'm pulled up on my issue.
I like this too. If I didn't hear that other song, that could have been the gem of the week.
All right, so shout out Envy Music. We'll follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. All right, so
next
this
song,
one is
Room of Room.
Well, that's Twitter handle.
That's Twitter handle.
What's his actual? So this is Room with Social Network. Version of the song felt that I gave it the best feeling. All right, let's check this out. Room, spelled R-U-M-E.
Talk shit they never say in your face. I fucked up and found another escape. As I walked in the room and I don't know what to do.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
That's like get the fuck on my face. Cause I don't need you, get the fuck on my space. As I walk out the way. And you
I've never been like the biggest Lil Peep fan, but like
they gon' fuck you over like they never
good.
gave a fuck, bitch. I be taking drugs, you know I be out alone. They be
so
on my back, I got niggas tryna flex, bitch.
Wavy Vein.
There was the first one wasn't that good.
Shit happens. All right, Igmatic is the next song we got.
Igmatic.
Let's see.
This is called Highness.
Igmatic.
These have been all a lot of these have been very low-key songs so far. The only one that's been like kind of energy is Rudy G. He's been the only one so far that's kind of just brought like this flat-out energy. This beat though. This beat. Yeah.
I feel like when it's high time, I'm hitting different lifelines. And you can feel it every single time I write rhymes. It's nighttime, and we walking down the strip. Cruise to the blues that they knew when they get hit. And I knew it was you, felt the groove when I spit. I just got it like that, I keep a move too frequent. Fuck up a rhyme sequence, got them waiting all season. I kick it for lost reason, taking a brick call Steven. We all toss demons, so don't ever cross my region. It's called trigger squeezing, undergrinders where they leave them. It's hard to stay cheesing, couldn't live without cohesion. My finger just...
His voice isn't flowing with the beat. He's going way too fast, but I mean,
the
started off good.
Flow had to be worked on, but the beat is fucking fire. Whoever produced
clean
it
up, and you'll be good. That's you got some.
It just the flow wasn't there.
All right,
that's
last
really all
one
it was
for tonight. It's God, yeah, we played that one. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. You gotta be kidding me.
No, we played those last week.
Did we?
Yeah, that's just from August 8th and 9th. That was definitely from last week.
So we got one more. It's by Liam the Villain. Let's listen to this.
It's called Different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Oh, Liam Lewis on SoundCloud. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. That's the nonsense.
These days, everybody seems distant.
Gem of the day. This is John's Gem of the day.
Everybody speaks, but how many people listen?
I like
reminiscing back when things were different. These days, everybody seems distant.
This reminds me of like all that. What? I know the theme song.
That's what it's like.
Started with precision. I'm feeling different. I'm making the conditions. I might start missing and reminiscing. Mental switching positions. An expedition for requisition.
The Blood Records is coming.
You call me slipping. I'm hotter than the kitchen with ambition. I'm dishing. Witness the tension from my lessons evolving aggression. Through my perception, I evolved to perfection.
Sounds like Logic rapping a little bit.
Leading for some protection,
like
no reason to
Logic.
mention apprehension. Financial suspension only feels to get attention. Increasing aggression without a lack of depression. Bleeding access suggestion for raising pension doesn't increase oppression. Barely catching attention, revealing violence prevention. Better start intervention before inflicting detention. Better depicting the center.
The way he's rapping reminds me of Logic. Maybe his like his cadence and the way that he's rapping is Logic, but his actual voice sounds more Kendrick-like. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I fucking love this shit. I'm gonna just close it out.
Contemplating from constantly waiting, feeling impatient. I'm lacking conversation. It's irritating and debating.
All right,
the
well,
constant hating and frustration.
that was the episode for this week. Shout out to all the artists who gave us their music. Shout out Liam Lewis. This was John, the Gem of the Week. Mine was by Wavy Vein. Shout out to Rudy G. Shout out to Envy. Shout out to everybody who gave us music.
Shout out to everybody who commented. Shout out to like everyone this week. We had a lot more active.
And we want to keep it going that way. So definitely check us out on all platforms, Twitter and Instagram, the Plug Podcast 1 on SoundCloud. Check us out. You can tune in to all of our podcasts on SoundCloud. Check us out on iTunes, YouTube. Check us out everywhere.
Check us out.
We're doing it. We're doing it for you guys. We're doing it for the fans.
For the fans.
So that's this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. That was a good episode. Oh, sorry, I'm not stopping.
No, it's stopping.
Dude, we had a lot of fucking viewers. Holy shit.